The Diamabrush Concrete Restoration Training Video. The Diamabrush concrete restoration tools are ideal for retail, warehouse, and large commercial facilities. Following these best practices will provide you the best floor possible. This video will cover 7 main topics: choosing the correct restoration tools, daily preparation, tool installation, machine inspection, machine settings, daily restoration, daily maintenance, and blade replacement. Choosing the correct tools. Before starting, it is extremely important to contact your Diamabrush representative to ensure you are using the correct number of tools for your particular concrete floor. There are 5 Diamabrush tools for restoring your concrete floor: 200 grit copper, 400 grit copper, 1000 grit copper, 2000 grit copper, and 1000 grit polymer. In this video, we will demonstrate the most common tools for restoration: the 200 grit copper, the 400 grit copper, the 1000 grit copper, and 2000 grit copper. Floor preparation. For preparation prior to starting the Diamabrush system, visually inspect the entire floor to be aware of items like rack bolts or other protrusions that might harm the brush blades during use. Additionally, sweep and remove any large debris that might be left on the floor that could potentially cause damage to the cleaning machine or the Diamabrush tools. The floor must be auto-scrubbed each day to achieve the clean, wet look shine. Tool installation. Make sure the scrubber head is raised to its up position. Line up the brush attachment or clutch plate with the drive motor to make sure the brushes are securely mounted on the brush drive hub. Machine inspection. Check to ensure the batteries are fully charged. Examine the squeegee. Make sure it is clean and pliable. Make sure the recovery and solution tanks on your machine are in good working order. Machine operation. Before operating the machine, it is important to note that the Diamabrush tools are designed for interior floors only. Do not use in receiving, vestibules, sidewalks, epoxy-coated floors, or walk-in freezers. Operators should target driving the cleaning machine from 1 to 1.5 miles per hour when restoring the concrete floor. Always make sure the machine is in motion when the brushes are spinning. Never run the brushes when the machine is standing still. You should be operating the floor scrubber with the down pressure set at its maximum level. The water setting should be set at medium level. Keep the scrubber's vacuum running at all times to ensure that you are picking up the water left on the floor. Restoration process. It is important to separate the polishing process into 2 phases: restoration and maintenance. Restoration phase. It is important that prior to starting the restoration process, to move any pallets, displays, or tables. You should walk the section being restored prior to starting the restoration process to be sure all merchandise on shelves is pushed in and not sticking out of the aisle. During the restoration phase, you'll be restoring your floor from a dull, dirty floor to a clean, shiny finish. It is imperative to follow the Diamabrush polishing process for it to be effective. Your Diamabrush representative has given you the number of grits you need to restore your floor. Step 1. Step 1 is the 200 grit blue copper tool. Clean a small section of the floor. Scrubbing times in this video are based on 1,000 square feet. However, if you're doing larger sections, you will need to increase the time accordingly. For example, run the 200 grit copper tool for 2 hours if you're restoring 2,000 square feet. Be sure to drive the scrubber as close to the racking as possible. Once you've completed the 45-minute cleaning session, your floor should be smooth, white, and even. Step 2. Using the 400 grit green copper tools, clean this section for 45 minutes. Continue with repeated cleaning passes over the same section at the same speed, 1 to 1.5 miles per hour. Step 3. Step 3 is the 1000 grit red copper tools. Again, you'll be cleaning the same section for 30 minutes, doing repeated passes. Step 4. The 2000 grit copper tool. Again, you'll be cleaning the same section for 30 minutes, doing repeated passes. It is important to note the Diamabrush process will not work effectively if the cleaner cleans the entire floor daily with one grit. The restoration process has to be completed in sections, progressing through the grit sequence. The next day, do the same restoration process in another section of the floor that needs restoration. Once you have completed this section, it should be restored to a high shine. During the restoration phase, it is beneficial to map and set up a daily schedule that tracks the aisles that have been restored. When focusing on longer, wider aisles, restore small sections at a time. These aisles are much larger than the individual side aisles and will take multiple days to complete. Taking this focused approach to polishing the floor results in a polished floor quickly and evenly. Restore small sections per day until restored to a smooth polish. Be sure to move all the items that were moved, like pallets or displays, back to their original position. Maintenance phase. During the maintenance phase, use the 1000 grit polymer or maintenance brush to clean the floor for the entire cleaning period. It is important to clean the floor daily with the Diamabrush maintenance tool. Continuous cleaning with the Diamabrush blades will improve the floor and keep it polished indefinitely. In the maintenance phase, it is appropriate to operate the floor scrubber at a speed of 2 to 3 miles per hour, using maximum down pressure and medium water. It is imperative to use the Diamabrush blades daily, or the floor will deteriorate. If aisles receive excessive traffic and begin to dull, simply make a few extra passes to restore their shine. Rinse the solution and recovery tank on the scrubber nightly and check the filter. Blade replacement. Polymer blade replacement. A blade is considered worn if there is no longer color or grit remaining on the blade. It is extremely important not to run the Diamabrush blades past the color portion, as you could potentially cause damage to your machine. Make sure you are checking the Diamabrush tools at least once a week to assess the remaining blade life. If blades look to have approximately 1/4 inch or less of the colored portion remaining, it is time to reorder new blades. Using a number 3 Phillips head screwdriver, unscrew the 4 screws on the black blade retainers. Remove and dispose of the worn-out blades. Insert the new blade in each individual blade retainer quadrants, with the flared edge pointing away, outward, through the slots in the retainer. Failure to properly install the blades will prematurely wear out the blade. Reinsert and tighten the 4 screws to ensure the blade retainers are tightly fit to the brush block. Then reinstall the brushes to the machine. If blades are low in color, let your manager know that new Diamabrush blades will be needed. Copper blade replacement. First, it is recommended to loosen the screws on the retainers without removing them. This will make it easier to remove the worn blades. Now use pliers to tilt the blade, then slide the blade out of the slot. Slide the new blade into the slot and snap it into the retainer. Then tighten the screws on all the retainers to the brush block. Using the Diamabrush system will ensure floors are cleaned and polished indefinitely. If you have any questions or you need additional support restoring your floor, please contact a Diamabrush representative at 855-DB Tools.